Days had passed and Matthew was finally let out the work shed. He had a good head of steam, a bunker full of coal, and 2 tanks full of water. They decided to put him through his paces, shunting wagons in the yard. The yard was packed with wagons. The railway was still used to transport goods to and from British railways. The goods would be delivered to a yard where an engine would collect them and deliver them down the line. A bullied light Pacific watched on with interest. Matthew had stopped for a break and a small Hunslet settle tank pulled up beside him. "Hello, I'm Bert. You must be the new engine." "Yes, I'm Matthew. Thank you for tidying up the yard. I always try, but the trucks don't like me, and make it hard to shunt." "Ah, well, when you've had almost all your life doing shunting, you get the hang of it. I might be able to teach you a few things if you'd like." "Oh, yes, please." "So what other engines live here?" "Well, there's a Southern Light Pacific, a merchant navy class. Calls himself Richard because he doesn't like his nameplates." "Oh, right. Bit pompous if you ask me, but then again, some of those bigger engines can be." "Quite true." "Then there's Simon, the N2. He's a kind old engine, very hard worker. Doesn't stand nonsense, though. He's the oldest engine here, built 1921, part of the first batch." "Not anymore." "What? Not the oldest anymore. I was built 1901. The first batches of N2s were built in 1920. I'm near 20 years older than him." "Blimey, I would have never thought you were that old. I thought maybe you were a later LNER version." "Ha, not quite. Anyway, I've got work to do. I'll see you later." "Bye, Bert." "Oh, I guess I better get back to work too, then." Matthew was excited. Mr. Richmond had given him the first train of the day to pull. Matthew left Top Station and was making good time. The line runs all downhill from Top Station to Bottom Station. The line splits at a junction. One line stops at one station and continues on to the bottom station, whereas the other line stops at smaller towns and farms but meets up at the bottom station. Matthew made it to the bottom station early, but on the way back things started to go wrong. Matthew could feel himself getting weaker and weaker, and the train getting slower and slower. Eventually he came to a stop. "What's happened? I feel so weak." "You've lost steam pressure." "We've got to make it back. I can't fail on my first trip." "I'll try, I must drop some more." 10 minutes had passed and Matthew's fire was burning bright and was giving him a good head of steam. "Right, let's go. You keep that fire stoked and we might just make some time back." Back at Top Station, Mr. Richmond was getting worried. He looked at his watch over and over again, even checking the station clock. Matthew was nearly 20 minutes late. Then, with a loud whistle, Matthew came barking into the station. Oh, I've done it. I've done it. Some of the passengers got out and buzzed around Mr. Richmond, demanding a refund for the late train. However, once the driver had explained what happened to Mr. Richmond, and Mr. Richmond explained it to the passengers, they soon changed their tone. And so, I sincerely apologize for the delay. However, this old engine here still managed to get you home nearly on a whiff of steam. The passengers turned and quietly left, thanking Matthew as they passed. Matthew overheard a man speaking to Mr. Richmond. "That's a very strong little engine you have here. You must be very proud of him." "Yes. Yes, I am." Matthew felt happy, knowing now he was in a place he could call home.